Hello, I'm Jan Mulvey and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show. Liverpool's second leg trip to Istanbul and the Ataturk Stadium to face off against Slaven Bilic's Besiktas side in the round of 32 in the Europa League.
Well played, mate.
I'm joined by Chris Page and John Mason to discuss the game. That first and foremost, I mean, first leg done, first blood to Liverpool. It gives us a big advantage going into the second.
Gives us an advantage, I wouldn't say big.
Well, the bigger advantage that... Yeah, alright. Gives us an advantage.
Gives us an advantage, yeah. I mean, it means that they have to score. And it leaves us with the possibility of getting an away goal, which makes it doubly difficult for them. So, you know, I think, although 1-0 doesn't sound a lot, you know, the fact that we got the clean sheet as well does.
Well, they've got to score. Difference. They've got to score 2.
They've got to score 2, and if we score, then they've got to score more than 2.
Exactly, and that's the real positive. That, you know, 1-0 is a slim result going into that, but the away goals, you know, we shouldn't forget how important away goals have been in Liverpool's European life over the years, and you know, for a side that's become so much more steady and stable at the back, it gives me a lot more confidence going to this game than I would have had a few months ago.
Well, that's it. You know, Liverpool have looked better defensively. We now look like we can hold on to a lead from the 3rd minute after Southampton, you know. And that's something that I never thought I'd be saying with this Brendan Rodgers side. And I don't think we showed enough respect to Besiktas before the last game. I think they're a really good, well-drilled side, well-coached. You could see that Bilic has got them playing some really high-pressing game, and they played really well. And they don't look a team suited to going all-out attack, though. That's the thing. They look to be a side that will make it difficult for you to score a goal and maybe get one. So I think the complexion of this game has changed massively because of that late goal.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we were talking, you know, about Real Madrid and Europe in particular this season. How we didn't look like we had a good, solid European performance. In us, we actually did a really good job in the Bernabeu, albeit at a loss. That game, the game against Southampton, was a really good European performance, I thought, and I actually thought the home leg against Besiktas as well, 2 very controlled performances. I actually didn't think Brendan Rodgers had in his locker.
No, well, I mean, in the Bernabeu, he surprised the hell out of all of us, didn't he? You know, and I know we got a lot of criticism from non-Liverpool people for putting the reserves out, in inverted commas. Yeah. But that was our best European performance so far this season. Mm-hmm. They played really well. They were really well disciplined throughout the whole game. A little unlucky in the end to lose. Mm-hmm. You know, we didn't never look like winning it, or you know, but we were unlucky to lose. You know, I think a 0-0 draw probably would have been a fair result. Yeah. But now he seems to. Well, he's got the defence sorted, which I never thought I'd see the day, to be honest. So the last 2 seasons we conceded goals for fun. Yeah. And the thought of going to an away leg before Christmas with only a 1-0 lead, well, you just say, oh, well, forget that. But now you go think, well, 1-0's enough.
Yeah, no, that's right. But I think what's funny is, and we've talked about this a lot, Chris, and the immediacy of football. People forget sometimes that things aren't written in stone, and just because something's been away doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. And I think that's a great, you know, talk about that, the defensive aspect of Brendan Rodgers and having that different type of performance in Liverpool's locker. You know, we forget sometimes that Brendan Rodgers is on a learning curve as a manager, and just because he hasn't been able to do it for the first 2 years, it's great to see another step of improvement. I feel so much calmer.
You're not only seeing an evolution in Brendan Rodgers, and we'll see that throughout his entire career with Liverpool, but you're also seeing an evolution in this side. Now, you go back to last season and you look at it and you think that was the way Liverpool played, that was the way we set up, and ultimately we got found out at the end because Chelsea showed teams how to play football against us. What we've seen from Besiktas and Southampton recently is that we've got a slightly different game plan in us now for each individual team, and that's the manager evolving his tactics and setting up more for these individual sides, which is something that the real top-end managers do better than him historically. Yeah. We'll see this more and more, I think, as Rodgers grows.
Yeah, I think the important thing about this game, Dad, though, is to remember, by all accounts, that could have been a 0-0. You know, you can't rely on getting penalties.
It was so close to being a 0-0. I mean, again, that wouldn't have worried me that much because, again, the game is there to be won then, isn't it? You know, they've got to score just as we have. Mm-hmm. As it is, we've now got a bit of an advantage.
We've yet to have a truly great, you know, European performance, a hang your hat on, tell your kids about it kind of performance. You know, is this the time to do it?
Well, I think we're better set up now to do it than we have, or certainly all this season. because we don't concede goals, but we can still score. Southampton obviously proved that we've got what it takes for that kind of a performance. I mean, you could argue that Besiktas and Southampton are pretty much of that same level.
Yeah.
You know, they're both good quality sides. I mean, they're actually top of the Turkish league, aren't they, at the moment? So they are a good side, but it'll take some performance to beat them, I think. And if we do, who knows? It may be one of those that goes down in history.
I suppose it's funny because like a great European game is maybe it's not like what we're used to from last season. Certainly, you know, it's a different type of game. Actually, probably going away and getting a 0-0 or a 1-0 win, or even to be honest, maybe even losing 1-0 is weird. Is strangely it could end up being a really good European performance. Maybe this isn't the game for it. Maybe the ones we're looking for is maybe if we get through the home leg at Anfield in the next round where we put in a really smashing game. Is it now the case of we just kind of let's just get through this as much as anything else?
I think so, yeah. I think it's more down to, well, the fans out who go out to that to are going to have fun, whatever, and they're going to create some kind of an atmosphere for us. The Besiktas fans were incredible at Anfield. They're going to create a great atmosphere, but as far as Liverpool fans and a great European night at Anfield goes, I think we need to be further along in the competition. I don't think Liverpool fans really care enough at this stage still, which is crazy. It is, it's sad, like, you know. But I think if we were to get into the quarterfinals, then we could see something.
Yeah, someone said this the other week, sent me a message about like us hating on the Europa League too much, and I know we had a bit of a laugh at it last week. And that my dislike of the Europa League is not for the value of the competition, and it's not for, you know, the level of prestige or whatever. The only reason I hate the Europa League is because they've made it into a really shit version of the Champions League. I love the UEFA Cup. I even liked the Cup Winners' Cup back in the day. You know, if it was just a straight knockout competition from start to finish, because we always used to say that, didn't we? Like that UEFA Cup was a very, very difficult competition to win. It's now more. It's still difficult, but it's more a war of attrition than anything else.
The team that won the UEFA Cup used to be the team you'd fear most in the Champions League the following season. They'd be a really good side on the up, you know, and they get into the Champions League the same season as they won the UEFA Cup, like Liverpool did.
Yeah.
You know, and therefore you know they were a good side. Now, who knows who wins it? I mean, I have no real memory of anyone winning. I know Spanish teams win it occasionally.
Chelsea as well. But the problem with it is it's weighted towards the Champions League clubs and the better sides. You know, you're not going to get a true minnow of European football really win it, I don't think, because the thing with league competitions is the best side normally does win at the end of it, and that's because in a straight knockout competition they can go out very, very easily, and that's what they've taken the excitement out of the UEFA Cup by making it into the Europa League. And I said to you last week, the problem I've got with the Europa League is that Liverpool play shit in it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't enjoy it, because we never have a decent
It's a problem with modern football, and it comes from FIFA and UEFA, who try desperately to get more clubs into their competitions.
Yeah.
You know, to increase their appeal,
Well,
increase their money.
Look at the European Championships
And the World Cup. Then, you know, they're now talking about making it 48 teams in the World Cup. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's just what we need, you know. The players struggle. The players struggle after a World Cup as it is. Throw more games in there, they'll be fine.
Figo's idea was 48 teams in it on 2 lots of 22 or however many that is. Can't count anymore. Two tournaments on 2 different continents, and then the winners of those get together and play a final.
That's actually quite exciting. To be fair, and look at his hair. Figo can say whatever he wants. Like I say, we have been disrespectful.
The daft thing is he won't win.
But isn't that what happens fucking anyway with the World Cup?
Sepp Blatter will think, oh, that's a good idea, 48 teams.
But isn't it actually, it's like the Confederations Cup that has the winners of the Copa America and the winners of like the European Championships or something, like, or whatever. Yeah, anyway. That's
what the NFL do, isn't it, with the American Conference and that. But, you know, 2 sides of the draw, they go in at the top. Ultimately, the only thing that changes is you've added more teams, and you're going on to a different continent.
I mean,
for no
and
reason.
ultimately Liverpool playing Besiktas on Thursday. We're talking about but no, going back to the Europa League, like I said, the reason I have a distaste for it is that the fact that we're around the 32 now when we should be in around the 16. It's the fact that you've got an awful group stage. It's the fact that you've got awful kick-offs. I mean, like 5:30 on a Thursday is a terrible time to play a game of football. It just is. You know, it just ruins your day, ruins your evening unless you win, and even then, it's not.
So this Thursday's ruined then.
Well, yeah, but you know, even if we win, who cares ultimately? Like, but it's also the fact that like the coverage is terrible around it. You know, you've got ITV4 a lot of the time. You know, doing coverage of it and stuff. Mercifully, we'll probably be on a slightly better. You know, we were on ITV1, weren't we, for the first leg, so that was
Marginally
a marginal step up if nothing else. It's so poorly packaged, it's so poorly sold, and I get like someone saying like Celtic. You know, they love it in Scotland and they love it in Europe because it's European competition. It's probably us, to a certain extent, it's us being like, well, we should be in the Champions League.
It's ITV.
It seems that it's the poor man's, you know, European Cup, doesn't it? And people don't really.
But this is, you know, it looks like a Tesco's own brand version of the Champions League. You know what I mean? It's got its own Europa League music, which is shit.
But the fact its cachet has gone up because you now get to go into the Champions League if you win it. So.
And that's
again, it comes back to the fact that the teams that get knocked out in the Champions League come into this competition. That's a joke. Like, if you're getting knocked out, why are you getting into this competition? If you want to make this competition prestigious, why are the losers from the Champions League?
To be fair, you started in the UEFA Cup as well, though, didn't they? Think about all the Champions League teams we beat on the way to winning it. You know, so
didn't they drop out after like the qualies?
But it's fun. I don't mind that so much. Because if you're getting good teams in the competition, it does add value to it ultimately. But you know, like I say, it's just that let the competition be its own competition. Let it be different to the Champions League. Let it stand out because it's just a different experience. Like I said, at the minute, it's just a low budget Champions League, and that winds me up because I've seen the bright lights of the Champions League, and it looks like it's poor deformed cousin by comparison. Like, and ultimately, you know, we win it. It's still, that trophy's still amazing. It's still the UEFA Cup by all accounts, so it's going to look great lifted above Steven Gerrard's head in May. You know, fingers crossed, and that'll be fantastic. But like I say, I just wanted to clarify a little bit because we were a little bit negative on it, and I'm not saying we've been massively upbeat on it there.
Well, just admit, you know, when I was interested that we won at Anfield the other day, I was, you know, that meant a lot to me that we didn't lose a game of football, and it's going to be the same on Thursday. You know, I want us to win that game, and I want us to move on to the next round, and then I want us to win again. Yeah. You know, the fact that it's the UEFA Cup, well, you know, so what? Yeah, and the fact is as well, look at the other results. You know, Spurs got a draw. I know Everton absolutely battered.
I'm glad you said battered there, they were not dicked.
The battered the team they were playing against from Switzerland. You know, and obviously Celtic ultimately drew with Inter. So, you know, we put ourselves in a good position. We're flying the flag in Europe, and long way to continue. Sturridge surely got to come back in for this game, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Any other changes you'd make? I mean, Markovic is suspended.
It's got to be Moreno and I.
Moreno, presumably, yeah.
And then it's a question of whether Saka's fit enough to take his place back in there.
Do we know what's wrong with it?
Not just hip injury.
Hip injury.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was like a muscular
like dancing that he's been doing.
I'd really like to see Coutinho, Sterling and Sturridge. I think it's time to break them out.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be interesting. I think Adam Lallana, as much as we want to see him get a consistent run of games, we said this already today, he's not had an impact in the last couple of matches.
That being said though, with City at the weekend, Lallana, if you trying to just defend that 1-0 lead, Lallana's probably a little bit better for it.
That's something I'd forgotten about in terms of who will start, because you obviously have City as a much more important game. You know, you really need to win that one, don't you? So, you know, who do you rest and who do you keep back for that? You know,
because I mean that's the thing. You look at what we've done last week. We've rested Daniel Sturridge against Southampton. That's like, it's bold and it's brave and it's worked because you're playing Southampton. It's lunacy to not have Daniel Sturridge available. You know what I mean? And to make such a couple of mad changes against Man City, you need to have your best team available for the weekend. So that's got to inform the decision. But
I would like to see Coutinho, Sterling, and Sturridge in that one.
Yeah.
So do you maybe keep your powder dry and take it?
It's a very good question. But as you said, Lazar Markovic is going to be full, fit, and fired and ready for Sunday. So he's an option in either a wing-back position or one of the attacking midfield positions if you need it. So that's one player you've got in reserve if we need it. So it is a question if we're going to stick with the formation, it's 2 from 3 of Lallana, Coutinho and Sterling. I mean, actually I don't know, what if we then not got a game until the
8th of March,
the following weekend?
Monday.
The Monday?
Oh no, there's the FA Cup first, isn't there? The Blackburn game.
Is that the weekend? Is that the week?
That's the Sunday.
The Sunday. So we've basically got a week off after Man City.
Yeah.
Well, so there's no, there's a case to be made that you can go.
That's
the biggest rest we've probably had.
It's more a case of sending people all the way to Turkey, playing a tough game, flying them all the way back Friday or Saturday, and then you're playing Man City on the Sunday. There's no
Very
time
early
to
as well.
Yeah, so I don't think you could play your best team in Turkey and then play them again on the
That's an interesting one. If you're watching though, let us know your thoughts on that in the comments below. How do you approach that game, particularly with Man City? Because the big thing is, it's all well and good. We might lose to Man City. We might drop points. You know, that's as big a game as we've got this year in terms of, toughness of opposition we're coming up against. They're going for the title. We know how good City can be. So
it's the toughest home game.
Yeah, that's it.
But,
do you sacrifice
we
something?
say changes, but I mean, presumably the defence is more or less going to pick itself, depending on whether Saka's fit or not.
Torre might be a shout at some point.
If Sako's fit, I can't see.
I can't see them changing that back three if they can get away with it, and Mignolet obviously. Without Lucas and Gerrard, you've got Allen and Henderson are a shoe-in, I would have thought. Therefore, you're only talking about who plays wing back, and you're juggling your creative players at the front end.
Yeah.
And there isn't a lot of
room for manoeuvre.
No, but so whoever plays, if Lallana plays against Besiktas, then probably he won't play against City. Coutinho, I hope, is going to play against City, but playing them in both might be a gamble. I don't know.
No, it is definitely a very interesting one. So yeah, like I say, thoughts on any of that in the comments below. We're going to talk about Mario Balotelli. Any chance? Any chance he come in?
I would hope he'd be on the bench at least and come on as an option if we need him, like he did the other time. But can't see us starting with him.
No, we have to change the shape before we start with Balotelli.
Well, it's mad, isn't it? Because we were talking about this, like, at what point do we maybe start with 2 up top? And you look at over the games like, no, you don't want to do it against Southampton away because it's Southampton away.
Blackburn.
Don't.
That's when we do it. Blackburn.
Yeah. Don't get battered by Blackburn now. Watching this will be.
I mean, Rodgers was amazingly critical of Mario after that Besiktas game, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought he had his best game for us. I thought he was absolutely.
That was easily Mario Balotelli's best.
And what he did was slag him off for what he did after the penalty, which was nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope we've got our penalty takers all set and organised this time. Because that be asked to talk about all that shit again.
Fill some content.
Filled a few column inches, killed a few minutes. Yeah, okay then. Score predictions, Dan. What do you think it's going to be?
He's going to say what I'm going to say. Can I say mine first?
Go on.
1-0. A true European performance.
I was going to say that. Yeah. I'm going to say 2-1 now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to predict the first ever defeat. I think we're going to lose 1-0, but ultimately go through on away goals. There you go.
What about extra time?
I'm thinking, I don't know.
So we're going to score in extra time? What?
No, they'll score 1. It'll be 1-1 on. No, hang on, shit. No, that's not
that's what I'm thinking. We've got no away goals.
That's the fittest thing I've ever said in my entire life.
That's the worst thing that could happen in the extra time.
And I don't know what the score's going to be. Shit.
Well, if the score's going to be
penalties. We're going to win on penalties. 1-1.
Tom shouting 1-1. Alex 2-1-2. Liverpool next.
I'm going back to bed. Penalties then, yeah, because we don't do it easy, do we?
You go to bed on Thursday night because the kick-off is 6 o'clock.
We'll still be up at 10 o'clock watching the fucking Europa League game. It'll still be going on in that penalty vortex like Middlesbrough all over again. Like Balotelli taking Henderson's pen and fucking them 2 iron.
Henderson taking his. By the way, I'll all that. Good to see Joey Barton showing what a captain does at the weekend.
Hitting someone in the dick.
Nice one, Joseph. Nice one. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. Yeah, thanks very much for watching these score predictions. Sensible ones that I actually thought out, not just random shouts for fucking...
1-0 and we're going to win on away goals.
Yeah. Where would the away goal be coming from there, Paul? Yeah, in the comments below, give the video a big thumbs up. If you want to watch more from Redmen TV, check out the Live Box Show, the Final Word Show, and the Reds News Roundup, where we talk about their we dream of a top 4 finish. Fantastically interesting debate, if I do say so myself. RedmenTV.com, free for the month. Go and check it out. Go and do it now. What else? I'll send Chris round, he'll get you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Good thanks. Ta-ra.
Chris, what do you think? I was bored, mate. It was brilliant. Honestly, that's what you want to see, isn't it? Massive game against a club who are higher up in the league than us. You know, we're ending the weekend historically when teams have dropped points around us, and we're sort of the last game we drop points as well. Yeah.